What's up, everyone? This is Pablo with the Midnight Oil Bookstore, coming at you with another book review. This one's fresh off the top of my head. I reread this. So this is The Greatest Salesman in the World by Mandino. I read this back in high school. It's been a long time. It was recommended by my English teacher. Shout out Miss Stroh back at the time. And so this is a little over 100 pages. It's a short read. I knocked it out in 3 mornings this past week just to kind of see what it was about. When I first read the book in high school, for me, it was very empowering, and I want to give some context to it. This does have some religious undertones, specifically with Christianity, and being that I was very heavily involved in the church back then, it kind of really hit home and resonated with my beliefs at the time and kind of what I was going through. So moving on to the book and kind of the story. So the main character of the book, which is essentially this kid who's trying to figure out how to be successful in life, approaches the greatest salesman in the world. He's essentially his stable boy. And he's like, hey, I want the secrets to success. How can I find success in my life to provide for my future family, spouse, and the people around me? And so this is kind of where it gets a little religious. The greatest salesman in the world has been waiting for a sign to happen. And so it starts off with the story of him giving this blanket to the boy. And he said, go sell this blanket in this city. And once you've sold this blanket, come back and talk to me and we can discuss, what that looked like, what success meant or looks like after the sale, essentially. So the kid goes out, has no success, pretty much gets booed out of town. Nobody wants to pay him anything. And as he's going back in failure, he passes by a stable where a baby is born. And instead of selling the blanket, he gives it to the woman giving birth. And so he goes back to the greatest salesman in the world. It's like, hey, I actually ended up giving this away. And what's kind of weird is when he gets back to the salesman, there's a bright shining star. And this is the sign that the salesman, the main guy, has been looking for to pass on the knowledge. So the knowledge takes place in 10 scrolls. And I'm going to read those to you right now. And so what he tells this kid who's trying to learn is, he says, read every scroll. And you cannot move on to the next scroll until you've read the one scroll for 30 days straight. So here's scroll 1. I will form good habits and become their slave. And so throughout this entire process, it's 30 days of reading a scroll, essentially daily affirmations, if you want to kind of relate it to present time and context. So you read this every morning, and then once you do it for 30 days, you go on to the next scroll. Scroll 2, I will greet this day with love in my heart. Scroll 3, I will persist until I succeed. And with every scroll, he kind of gives some added context of like, this is how you should approach it or embrace it and utilize it in your life. The next scroll, I am nature's greatest miracle. The next one, I will live this day as if it is my last. The next one, today I will be master of my emotions. That goes into some stoicism, which I've always related to. So I feel like that kind of is one of the reasons why I enjoyed it so much back then. Next, I will laugh at the world. Next, today I will multiply my value 100-fold. And this one ties into creativity, which also is another reason why I resonated so much with it. The last 2, I will act now, so today. And then this is kind of where it gets back into the religious context. The last scroll is, I will pray to God for guidance, not for material things or rewards. So starting off the book, like I said, it's very light on the religion, and it's really beautifully written. It's very simple. Like, it's not, like I said, you can knock this out in a day and an afternoon if you wanted. And then towards the end, after it gets to 10th scroll, it kind of ties it into the birth of Christ. And it gets more into the Christian context of Christ as the Son of God and that type of thing. So that being said, and kind of having read it now at this point in my life, back then, this was like a solid 9 when I was in high school. Resonated with it. I love the idea of stoicism, the daily affirmations, the pushing yourself to become a better person and a better human, especially within those around you, or the context of the people around you. Today, I'd say the first 75% of the book, I'd probably give it like, I don't know, low 7, 7.1, 7.2. The last part, I don't really resonate with as much as far as the context around Christianity. So because of that, I'm going to say it's combined maybe like a 6.7. So if you're into Christianity, you're going to like this a heck of a lot more. If not, it's still worth a great read just for the affirmations and the scrolls and the knowledge. There's a lot of good information as to how to be successful and find success in your life. So anyway, that's The Greatest Salesman in the World. There are, I believe, 2 books after this. So if you read this and enjoy it, you can also get the next 2. And for what it's worth, this is actually one of the most sold books in the world, or at least it was at one time. It's been translated into I don't know how many languages. So anyway, that's today's book review. Hope to see you soon. Please like and subscribe, and catch you next week. Peace.